So let's get the game ready to show you. Oh, right, and the person running our game so far, who I can't actually see right now, but we have a programmer running our game for us, and he's somewhere around here. I think he's in the back with the fantastic AV team, and he's mostly controlling what's going on the screens right now, so he's very good at what he does. And he should be getting the game up for us very soon. And yeah, so you guys can all create a little character and you know, choose his or her name, whichever one you prefer. And it'll be pretty good. So start thinking of cute pony names. Firstly, once the character creator gets up, oh, and there's our front page guy. That's literally his name.
I didn't write that name.
Yeah, you didn't write that name.
I didn't approve it either.
No.
Actually, you don't call him that.
Okay, what's his name?
Come up with a better one and I'll approve it.
Oh, okay. Why don't you come up with a name? You're the writer.
All right, his name is, sorry, what?
Roll-off. Prologue.
Hey, that's actually not bad.
That's really
Prologue.
cute.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Prologue.
Okay. Well, now he has a name.
I do approve of that one. What's your name? I'll credit you for it. All right.
All right.
Hello. Okay. So my mic isn't working, but I broke it.
That is our phantom programmer, everyone.
That sounds really bad.
So, our game will come up soon, as you saw Prologue up there. As to what Prologue is reading, I have no idea. But, he'll,
I'm trying to fix the audio over here.
Oh, looks like we have a little bit of audio issues back there.
I don't hear anything.
But, once they're resolved...
I didn't break it this time.
No?
It always goes this way with programmers, you know.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Fixed it. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you for a wonderful team back here.
Bravo.
Okay. All right, let's get the show on the road.
All right, and there we go. There's Prologue and whatever he's reading.
All right, so what's the name? Prologue?
All right. Alrighty.
Let's see.
The time is now to decide whether or not your player pony will be a boy or a girl, a mare or a stallion. Which one? Yeah, let's go with mare. It's pretty cute.
I heard more
It's
mares,
cute.
I think.
Yeah, I think I heard more mares. And what should we name her? Twinkle Toes. She doesn't have toes. What con are you at? Sparkle Hose. That's closer. What? Cherry Comet. Is that some kind of drink? What? You know what? Cherry Comet. Green Air Horse. All right. Cherry Comet it is. Should we change her hair a little bit? It doesn't look very cherry to me. Afro. We have an afro. We have an afro, Kaji.
Let's see.
Don't give them ideas, guys, please. Please, just, we're working.
So yeah, as you can see, we have a number of variables for your pony. And the pompadour. Yeah. I'm personally pretty fond of the Scootaloo hair. I like how it wiggles. Yeah, no, that's very cute. So.
Yeah, it should be like red though, right?
Yeah, red. Let's make it red. And there we go.
Like the first part of A Tale of a Comet.
Yes, exactly. How elegant.
Because it's a tail and like a mane.
I do understand that.
And also cherries.
Yes, also cherries. Good.
Are we going to set the eyes at all?
Good. Well, there's our character.
Okay, I guess we're good with this then.
All right, let's start her off. She's a Pegasus, right? Mm-hmm. Good. So as a Pegasus, you will spawn in Cloudopolis. If you are an Earth Pony, you spawn in Ponydale, and if you are a Unicorn, you'd spawn in Cantermore, as per the appropriate starting cities.
I just say a quick word on that. The racial differences obviously extend beyond just my department storyline. Like, for instance, Pegasi can obviously fly, but the starting points, the reason that those are where they are specifically is because, like I said, you're going to start in a school, and there's 3 different schools. There's the School for Gifted Unicorns, the Schoolhouse in Ponydale, and the Flight Academy in Cloudopolis, and that's going to determine, obviously, whether you can fly and do magic.
Just let me say really quickly, those flips, Frankie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It'll also determine who you meet at the beginning of the game and where you start. As you can see, the city, which this city is going to be accessible to other races. If anyone's wondering, you can still walk on the clouds, but it's harder to get around.
No one ask why Earth ponies can walk on the clouds. Okay, just to be
Well,
clear.
I have a pretty good like writing related summary
I think we have a
give you. It's
pretty
like-
good magic-related reason.
I can trim it down to like 12 pages right now if you need me to give the short version.
Why don't we just summarize it up into like
I think
magic?
that'll work. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
I'm kidding. All right. Oh. I'm sorry for Earth ponies? Nerf Earth ponies. Okay. Earth ponies are OP. Anyway, here's our little dojo. Get to learn from teachers and stuff there. So it's pretty cool. Cloudopolis overall is a pretty good city, and the way you get out of Cloudopolis is via a Zeppelin, which I thought was a very nice touch. And actually, we'll be heading there now fairly soon. Actually, you can drop off the edge of Cloudopolis, so be careful. You'll spawn back. It's okay. There is not falling damage right now, actually. But there is other types of damage. There are more dangerous types of damage. Once...
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about all the damage, danger. But yeah, no, we should head over to Cantermore, because that's the only city that Cloudopolis hooks up to. We'll talk to the characters.
Okay, talk to him.
There are a lot of characters everywhere. There are at least 50 in Cloudopolis. Some of them story characters, and very well written. Thank you, Brick. And so it's pretty neat, honestly, having about a zillion NPCs to talk to approximately in the game at the moment. But yeah, so you missed it. You missed a Zeppelin. I'm not really sure how you missed Zeppelins. You missed it again.
Man, now you're just showing off, man. Just
There's a face hoof animation for if ever you're playing on the same server as Techner. So. All right. Let's
and go to Cantermore.
Go to Cantermore. It's a much bigger city. You teleported somewhere else, buddy. Well, unicorns are really the only thing that can kill the biggest boss we have in the game right now.
That's not entirely true.
Like plenty of Pegasus time, and I wasn't able to kill it.
Well, if you had a big enough party of Pegasus, you could do it.
Yeah, I guess if you had like 20 Pegasus, you could kill it.
Pegasi.
Pegasuses?
Pegasi. It is Pegasi.
Pegasus.
Not Pegasuses, not Pegasausages, not Pegasisters, Pegasi.
I don't know, Pegasausages sound great, if you ask me. And there we are. We have made our way into Cantermore. So you can see it's pretty freaking huge. And, yeah, we've got a lot of NPCs in here, a lot. Which one's the Canterlot Tower?
Huh?
Which one did you help work on?
See that little tiny one off in the distance? Yeah.
I don't know if pointing will help you now.
But most of the terrain that most of the buildings are just sitting on are like.
You want to explain terrain to us very quickly?
Huh?
Terrain?
Terrain? Oh, the terrain is practically the ground that you're standing on, or right now Techner is flying over. It includes like all the water, all the grass, dirt, and practically everything that you'd think like you'd walk on terrain.
It's a pretty great dive bomb you guys got there. 10 out of 10, we are honored to receive your rating. What is there to do other than combat? I think I may have mentioned once or twice, we do have a lot of story stuff in right now. Story as in, quests and NPCs, and you can pick up items, monsters drop items, and a lot of stuff to do with that, and then combat, and what else is there? Blue.
What?
Combat, story, what else do we have mainly?
Right now it's mostly just combat and story, and then social stuff.
Yeah.
There's a big dance going on 24/7 in Sugarcane Corner. That's pretty nice.
Lots of dancing. And horse simulating. So
Yeah,
we have
if we were
mostly
playing
horse
on one of the servers that we have open to the public right now, which you neglected to mention, but we do have servers currently open to the public that you guys can connect to right now if you want, just for the weekend, not permanently. But we will, if you were to go to one of those right now, you would see a ton of ponies just
There are a lot of people
dancing around and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no.
I would really, really like to show them what was that? I would really
That was our
like
next
to show
boss.
them some of the chat here, just the GUI for it, and especially the 2D avatars for story characters with
we
the
saw a couple.
emotions engine. Did
right.
we see the emotions engine though? Yeah, because see, if you talk to one of the story characters and they actually have something to say here, it's not just that one static image of them. It will change with different lines depending on emotion of that character. And
That bunny was a lot of fun
I
to
guess
animate.
we'll probably have to show you some of that a little bit later, because
So right now, you better actually keep an eye out. But you may have seen the bunnies, and the bunnies are going to be pets. You
Yeah,
will
that's
be
what I was
able
going to say.
keep
We're working on a pet
pets.
system.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
pet. do you
animal
wanna-
care.
Yeah.
So,
do we want to talk about that at all? The system?
Pet system, not yet. Did you guys see it?
Wait, no.
I didn't see the dragon.
It's there now. It's there during the presentation. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Don't die, man. Don't die.
Don't die. Don't die, please. Or faint, rather. Yeah, no, it's probably best that you avoid the dragon at any and all cost, because it will mess you up pretty legitimately. Dragon, right now. Thank you.
Dragon
Our design
OP
team
nerf
works
now.
hard for that.
Dragon OP nerf now. Hit the nerf button.
Bees.
So that is a new feature. Right now, you'll see there's spawning items when you defeat enemies. That's a brand new feature. We didn't have that. It was what was it that they just got? Was that rubies? Or?
Yeah, the bees
It's
drop
hard to see
rubies
from
for
here.
some reason.
I didn't authorize that pun, but it's got to be like rubies. Like I don't. That's the only way I can
Yeah.
even make that make sense.
So?
Not my joke. I promise.
Yeah, and as you can see, you can attack things, which is vital to any MMO, of course. Yeah, and here we are heading into the forest. I would advocate caution, just because there are a lot more monsters than the ones you saw here. So, yeah, if y'all are ready, we can take a few questions. Alrighty. Are there any upgrades of magical or armor nature? Yes. Actually, if you defeat certain bosses, you may get armor. If you complete certain quests, you may get armor or upgrades. So the upgrades of that sort. So yes.
That's right now.
That's right now.
Like-
In the future, yes,
Yeah.
all the skills will have the abilities to upgrade, which is something we're working on right now. So, yeah. All right. So now we have a mic. It looks like for the people asking. So go ahead, right up here. Yeah. You all might want to make a line.
Why don't we start the line over here on this aisle on the
Yeah,
left?
that would be optimal. There. Get better, noob. All right, there we go. All right, awesome.
Yep. All right, so what can we expect as far as quest types are concerned? Are we going to see something like the classic fetch quests, kill quests, and whatnot? Are we going to see something a little bit more in-depth, like what you would have seen in like The Secret World, for example, how they really integrated like the mythos more better into the world than they did in other quests?
I'm really completely in agreement with you on that example. I love some of the work they've done with that, and I would absolutely love to incorporate some of that as much as possible. There are a few things planned that I definitely can't tell you about where we're going to try and do something similar, but there will definitely also be the more simple fetch quest, that sort of thing. Right now, everything we've got in the game so far is just using fairly simple mechanics. It's again, still in the early stages, as you all know, but as the systems mature and as we're able to cooperate more with other departments we would need for that sort of thing, art, design, et cetera, and once the pipeline for that is more worked out, I'm definitely wanting to push the boundaries on that as much as I can without, making anyone work too hard on just like one or two small quests.
All right, are we, did that answer your question? Awesome. All right. You ready, mate?
Yeah. Do they, this is for the modeler and the animator. Have you worked at all with the, like, pony models available for Gary's mod?
No, I actually can't say I have, sadly enough.
Yeah.
We use our own models here. Everything that we have are made by our own guys, so everything you see is not a replica of anything else on the internet currently.
Yep. All right.
I guess this would be more for the writer, but how there's sort of like a sprinting meter that you can tire out on. what is your plan for like how many spells you can use per day, and like if there's a limit to what do you plan for like limits to how many spells you can learn?
That's actually not really my department. That's more of a design question. We have a team specifically for design that would answer that sort of stuff.
How do you? The way our spells work are we're going to be using like energy points, so it's kind of like mana in a way. Is this better?
Yeah.
So-
I heard utility
Oh,
energy
okay.
points.
So it's just like practically, addition and subtraction of that single stat. Get some over time, and then you expend it as you cast spells and all that.
Thanks.
I was wondering whether different environments would affect how certain attacks would work. Like maybe a stomp wouldn't be as effective in places like that were wet or had sand instead of hard ground.
I'm sorry, can you repeat a little bit of that?
I was wondering if different environments that possibly like what you're standing on would affect how attacks would work. Like stomping would be less effective in softer environments.
There are limitations to some.
Oh.
Told you to stay away from them dragons, man. That'll happen.
So
Yeah, sorry.
there are some limitations to where you can cast spells and what kind of spells that you can do. And, there are limitations to the spells themselves. But should I be answering?
Go ahead.
Not many environmental effects though.
3 quick questions. First off, a non-canon species as thus far, bat ponies, any plans?
Bat ponies, no. Other species, yes.
2, at this point, are you still thinking of sticking with the Unity engine, or are you thinking about something else?
We plan to stay with the Unity engine
All
for
right.
sure. It would take a lot to port, and
Yeah, just I figured. And 3, last but not least, cutie marks. Still no custom cutie marks due to the risk of abuse of the system. That's what I figured.
Right. Unfortunately, there are some things we just wouldn't be able to moderate well enough to allow in a child-friendly game. Custom cutie marks is just one of those. Unfortunately, there's no way to do it. We'd love to otherwise.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Geez, Techner, weren't you practicing this like all last night?
I'm sorry?
Will there be a race similar to a certain invasion in Canterlot of a certain wedding?
Sorry, what was that?
Well, in a way you may not expect.
It's funny you should ask that question, and I'm not going to confirm or deny.
We have a very enthusiastic fan of Spain changelings, yes. Well, the question is whether or not we put changelings in the game. How will you ever know is the real question. So,
If we do put changelings in the game, they'll be indistinguishable from other. No, they won't.
in a way you may not expect.
All right.
You'll have to ask the dragon.
Can you estimate a release date?
Can I estimate a release date? I can estimate a lot of release dates, but due to the nature of a volunteer program, I'm afraid that none of them would be accurate. However, I can tell you there will be one.
Release date announced. Everyone go tweet that.
Yes.
Oh boy.
You heard it at BABScon.
So, are you guys gonna plan any sort of microtransactions later in the future?
Microtransactions in the future.
I know.
No.
I can see
I'm sorry.
it.
Oh, go ahead.
No hats? No hats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How will I get rich?
The game is going to be free to play, and that extends beyond just playing it. We're not going to give out any additional items for people because they're paying us to do it. We're not actually any of us getting paid for that matter. So
Oh, I got $5. It's something.
I mean,
I like the
I'm
work.
not gonna like turn down, a free gift between friends. We're friends, right?
I'm currently taking commissions as well.
We'll talk about it later.
Hey, so I'm curious, for the game, to what extent do you plan on, basing stuff off the actual show? Like, do you plan to have, little things in, Poison Joke, or...
We take inspiration from a variety of things, but Poison Joke is in the game. You have to find it. It's hidden very deeply in the forest. And a lot of little things, too. There's actually a very recent item that was inspired by recent events. So if y'all can find that, that's something we're definitely very proud of.
The poison joke in the game doesn't do anything right now, though.
No, the poison joke does not do anything.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily permanent. There are definitely ways we could make it have effects. I'm not really sure which direction we want to take with that exactly now. That's an interesting...
Techno's probably sweating in the back right now after hearing you say that.
Oh, all the bugs that happen in the game is because someone walked their poison joke. Just FYI.
That works for me.
Hello? Wait, I can't hear myself.
Oh, no.
Hello? Oh, okay. So, one thing is, are you guys going to put music in the background for each town or
Can you speak up a little bit, please?
All I heard was music in the background. Are you asking if there is?
Yeah, if there's going to be music for each area.
There is quite a bit of very good music, actually. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Maybe it's not just playing up there. Maybe is that it? I haven't heard it yet. So yeah.
The background music isn't playing right now, basically, so you can hear us. But there is background music in the game right now.
Oh, okay.
Everywhere, the different locations have their own music and everything, and then there are different themes for day and night. We have a day-night cycle, and I don't know if you've seen it get darker, lighter in here, but that'll also affect the music.
Also,
in addition to a few other things.
Also, will there be references from other games or anything like that in the game? Will there be other references to other games in this game, or other things?
The mini games, yeah, we do. You just saw our little Parasprite game, and there will be quite a few others actually. We have quite a few being made right now.
They're not the highest priority right now, but as you can see, we've already got one in there. So we plan to stick more in and probably improve on that one a little bit before the whole thing's said and done. But yeah, it's definitely a thing that we're all very interested in doing. The core systems still aren't entirely in place yet, of course, so it's a little bit down the road, probably.
Okay, well, cool. Thank you very much.
So my question is, will there be any Draconicus in the game?
I don't think we have any plans for that right now. I'm not going to say it's absolutely not happening, but I definitely can't just immediately make that call either. About Draconicus.
Oh, Draconicus is the Draconic.
Whatever the plural of that word is, I don't know either.
I don't plural. How do I words?
But we don't have any current plans one way or another. I don't think have ever talked about that.
Oh yeah, we actually haven't, but we will now.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Most definitely.
Hey, look, the mics work. Technology.
Hugh.
So my question is, will we see maybe locations in the game that are based on locations in the show that we haven't seen yet, like Tartaros or Las Pegasus or someplace else?
We do have several locations planned, but right now we're just running around in Cantermore.
Short answer, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, I guess Tartarus was around for a little while, but she would get stuck in there, and you know, that wasn't good for the servers.
I don't think we want to like name drop anything right now, but we have some plans for that.
We have some plans. Let's just put it at that.
All right. First of all, thank you very much for putting in all this time and work into something that you're basically not getting paid for. So my first question is, what are ideas for balancing the races between the Earth, Pegasus, and Unicorn ponies? Because it would, like intuitively, I think the Earth ponies are probably going to feel like, oh, we can't fly, we can't do magic. So what are your plans for that?
Well, I can't really tell you too much about our plans on that right now, because, you know, design is always being, you know, balanced and worked on. But actually, we were just talking about this the other day, that we have the Pegasus as a much lighter sort of combat creature that actually falls to dragons pretty quick, as you can see. And Earth ponies and unicorns have a considerably higher amount of damage per second. So that is one element of that. There are a lot of elements to it.
Well, I mean, outside of just combat though, because we really aren't trying to make it a completely combat-oriented MMO. You know, there are a lot more elements that we want to focus on. One thing, for instance, is the talent marks that you're able to earn will vary depending on race. Obviously, since one of them that we have in the game is flying, that will be unique to Pegasi because it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense otherwise.
Catapults.
So that will give you more bonuses that extend outside of just combat.
Okay, and my second question is, how do you plan on distributing loot when you're in parties or even when you're on your own?
Do you remember, Kaji?
Because, you know, in my experience, at least in World of Warcraft, someone can attack a mob first and then, oh, you can't get loot from it anymore.
We have a way of distributing experience among players, depending on the number of, like, you know, players in the group, if you're going solo and whatnot.
All right, just a couple more questions. So.
All right, guys. So, basically, for the modeler, what program do you guys use for creating just the basic model for the ponies?
You know, that varies from person to person across our entire team. We go from like Maya to Blender to 3ds Max.
So you guys kind of go. Do you know an exact like poly count you guys would use or try and shoot for?
I'm sorry, what was that?
So like for the ponies and creating the 3D models for them, do you have like an exact poly count that you guys would try and follow, or?
Our poly count's pretty loose, actually, for the whole game. It's just like within reason, like around 8K or something like that.
Right, awesome.
So I have a two-part question depending on the first answer of the first question. Are you guys gonna be able to make it so people can customize their own cutie marks at some point?
No, sorry. We cannot moderate that sort of thing, I'm afraid. Only a few more questions, so oh, sorry, mate.
Hello. My question to you is, will you be doing any holiday specials, like New Year's, Valentine's, St. Patrick's, Halloween, Christmas in the game?
That is definitely something we want to do. However, it's a low priority right now, I'm afraid. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and that just about wraps it up. So if you have any more questions, we do have a table in the arcade room. We also have our website, legendsofequestria.com, where you can download the game and play on our open server weekend, which lasts until Sunday. And yeah, all right, thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate it, thank you.